Okay, guess it went live without me. Do this, update this. Guess I should add a thumbnail. Okay. Okay. Hello out there online. Looks like it's working. All right, guys. Welcome to Highlights and High Five. Today, July 25th, I believe. Today, we are going to talk about a few different interesting things going on. Hopefully, I can give you some information and some value about what's going on here in the community. Who am I? My name is Derek Schwinn, local community enthusiast, business owner. Been a real estate agent for 12 years, I think. And business owner with the Good Stuff Media Company, where we help businesses and organizations here locally with confidence, clarity, and connection with their audience to reach whatever business goals you might have. So if we can help you out with that, love to connect there. But more importantly, we're here to talk about what's going on in the community. If you've been paying attention, there's all kinds of things going on. A little too much to keep up with. I have a hard time, and it's my job to stay up on what's going on, and I find it quite challenging at times to process and really get all sides of the stories and know what's going on. But that's the attempt here, is to do my best to know what that is, share that with you if you like to stay up to date on things, or at least what I'm paying attention to. I try to rotate through a live update like this, a podcast once a week. Rotate every 3 weeks between a live update, a podcast, and a newsletter that gets sent out. So if you want to follow along, you can subscribe, like, comment wherever you might be watching these things. Or sign up for the Good Stuff newsletter. The link is in the description, I believe, there at the bottom. And as always, if you'd like to come on the podcast, share any information with me. I'm still working on getting a new website up for the marketing and media company, Good Stuff Marysville official website, to be able to submit your requests for support, whatever I can do to help promote the good stuff you've got going on. So, without further ado, top 3 things that I think are going on, at least that I've seen and paid attention to. The fair. Fair is always a good thing. I was involved in 4-H, FFA over the years, and great organizations, great opportunity for kids to get involved. Obviously, there's lots of things to do. Obviously, we're towards the end of the week, but right now we looks like at noon, if you can make it right now. Cooking with Kayla from WCOL. Looks like she's got some cooking classes or demonstrations. I'm not exactly sure what those are. Today at noon, and then tonight, a lot of my friends are heading up to the fair for the truck and tractor pulls. So, good stuff going on there. If you've got a seat or a spot to park your truck or your vehicle to watch from the line, I hear you need to get there early and check that out. So, I recommend you doing that. Another interesting thing going on here in the community, we've got a conversation going on out there about whether or not the 2 fairs we have in Union County should join forces and become one. Don't know where I fall in that opinion. Both good organizations, both do good things. Each one has their different flavor and whatnot, but we've got ours going on right now here in Marysville. Excuse me. Tomorrow is the Demolition Derby, and then let's see, when was that? I forget here off the top of my head. The Richwood Independent Fair, which is a great fair, lots of good things there. They've got some really good concerts and different things. August 26th to September 1st, maybe to be a little bit cooler then. That's always a plus in my book. But I can't remember if I put the link in the description or not for those 2, but go ahead and check those out if you'd like. Number 2, hot topic, I think, Dairy Queen. That seems to be like, to me, like it was missed quite dearly. It seems like quite a few people have checked it out over the last, I don't even know how long it's been open, week or 2. My wife's dance studio, where I am filming this right now, is out Industrial Parkway. And obviously with the roundabout at Coleman's Crossing closed, I've got to head west on Industrial Parkway, and quite a few times I've seen the line for the drive-thru of Dairy Queen backed up into Industrial Parkway. So lots of people seem to be enjoying that. I have to go check that out sometime. Looks like a nice inside, as you can see here. Nice inside, and obviously from the outside it looks like a really nice place. And yeah, good thing to have around. Number 3, probably my favorite thing that I look forward to staying up to date with. The city has engaged some folks, some contractors, to work on a visioning project right now. What's the future we want our city to be? Who do we want to be as a community growing up, is what I've heard a lot of people say, and I've said that for a long time myself. Spoke to Ed Michelson, who's participating in that quite a few times, and look forward to connecting there. And he put it out as a design framework for growth, kind of getting I think he called it a unified development ordinance. So obviously a lot to do with development and buildings, residential and commercial, I think, and just kind of the total package of what can we do to, a lot of times we hear the buzzword smart growth. What are we doing to control, have smart growth moving forward? I was hopeful to have a flyer from Ed today. It sounds like they didn't get that wrapped up yet, but there'll be some good information coming out. They're really going to push hard, I think, the end of August to start putting some things out, and it sounds like the powers that be have really understood that there's a lot of opinions that need to be heard out in the community in a lot of different ways. So I think the first stage of that is a little over 100-page booklet, if you will, just assessing what's going on. But they are really encouraging everybody to participate, let your voices be heard. So I encourage you guys to engage with that. It sounds like the best opportunity we've got in a long time to voice what we want the community to look like. Hopefully myself, as not technically a resident of Marysville, I can participate in that and share my thoughts and opinions of how I'd like to see things go moving forward. So that's a big one, I think, moving forward. We've got an opportunity to participate in that, and they've really got some good thoughts there moving forward. Excuse me. While we're on the city topic, it sounds like there are, I think, 8 folks that have put their name in the hat for city council. I don't know most of them. Looks like Mark Reams will be putting his name back in there. Kathy Young, I know. Jeff Jones, Carrie Caring or King, I'm not sure. David Scott, Jason Hollingsworth, Kurt Westfall, and Kelsey Takitch. I'm not good with those pronunciations. So it looks like we've got some interested folks that want to participate in leadership here for the city, so that's pretty cool. I heard a rumor that the Coleman's Crossing Industrial Parkway roundabout might be ahead of schedule, so hopefully that takes place. Unfortunately, in that same conversation, I learned that there's a lot of things going on that traffic's going to be challenging for a couple years, but it'll be worth it towards the end, so look forward to that like we all do. Unfortunately, there'll be some growing pains that I think are here to stay for a long time. Again, we talked about this before, East 5th Street improvement. The city gathered, I think that was back on June 30th, I can't remember. Had an opportunity for folks to come in and give their 2 cents on what the East 5th Street street improvements should look like. Different curbs, different landscaping, what do they call it? Like traffic calming measures. I don't know if that's things to slow traffic down. But again, looking for input, and that'll be one of those growing pains that we'll have to go through. And one of the newer things that I saw, that the city secured 81 acres for future water system expansion. I think that was out on Brown Road. Looks like they've got their sights set on some future need of water there. I thought we were doing pretty good, and obviously there's an argument out there with the data centers that they're going to take a lot of water and different things. So, excuse me, my allergies are acting up. One of the big things, I think at 10 o'clock this morning there for the county, in the state in general, I'm not sure the simplest way to communicate it. I don't fully understand what all's going on, the timelines, etc. But the property tax reform movement that's going on right now, there are petitions being circulated around the country, or around the state, maybe the country, but at least around our state, working to eliminate property taxes or repeal them, or again, whatever the words are. There's an effort to address property taxes right now. I have not understood or learned what the solution for getting rid of the property taxes are. Excuse me, I talked to one of the county commissioners, and he said they would need to impose sales tax. I think it was a 0.5% they were able to do or could vote on. but potentially would need more. But a lot of that is hearsay, and who knows what the truth is there. But that could have a big impact on our county services, and just the things going on here locally that if those things aren't being paid for, obviously they can't happen. So, interesting ones there. So on to some school updates. Looks like we got two new elementary principals that have been appointed and have pending approval for those. I didn't find names with that. Middle school reconfiguration, a new facility plan addresses overcrowding was approved. Their next board meeting is August 21st, I believe. I mentioned this last time, still trying to get Dr. Zach Howard to join me on the podcast to give everybody an update and hopefully hear what he's got going on as the new superintendent and some of his thoughts moving forward. And as far as school board, I hear that the lovely Leanne Shepard is running for school board, so I applaud her. Not sure who else's names are in there, but those are my updates for kind of the municipalities going on. Excuse me. Some infrastructure projects and construction going on. Some business, and then some business updates. The 33 Commerce Center, a 250,000 square foot multi-tenant industrial building in Innovation Parkway, is completed or expected to be completed in August of this year. Opus was another one, I think. Let's see, approved last year, financing and early stages and underway. So lots of things going on. Let's see that direction from where I'm sitting on the Innovation Parkway. Lots of big buildings going on over there. Hickory Woods Development awaiting approval. 100 plus high-end homes over off of Burger Road, I believe it is. That one sounds like it'll be quite the place. A lot of impact, or the impact will fall mostly on Fairbanks schools, but I believe part of that will be in Marysville schools. Interesting split there. 1,200 acre business park. New Albany company acquired land for Marysville East and South, targeting tech, manufacturing, data center, and biotech tenants. So some controversy on Marysville East going on. Again, that one's a hard one to keep up with, so we'll keep going on that and see what comes of that. As I mentioned before, I haven't seen any updates of it lately, but the old cabinet company, the Landmark building, some folks call it, there on, that would be 4th Street, I believe. Big building, it's been kind of underutilized for a while, so there's 8 townhouses going in, according to the new ownership, on the 2nd and 3rd floor. There'll be vertical 8 units going across the top, and then they've got some retail there, not really retail on the front, but I think one's a wellness side and an apartment on the other side. It used to be, so I don't know what that apartment's going to be. Excuse me. Infrastructure, the reservoir stairs, those are coming along nicely. There are 2 flights, I guess you would call them, going up the hill. Looks like they're doing those, getting those taken care of, and then they'll move up from there. Like I said, Dairy Queen is open. Dunkin' Donuts, I saw the site prep for that location, but I haven't seen really anything going in the ground. Chick-fil-A, as far as I know, still kind of in the planning stages, and I assume we'll start construction in the next handful of months. The old Attaboys Archery next to the studio here is going to be a new golf simulator business, Teed Up. I think it's T-E-E-D-U-P. So a lot of people seem to be loving those things, so that'll be a new one that comes up. Roosters is being renovated. It's another business one. Some upcoming events. Next Uptown Friday night is August 15th, Margaritaville. So obviously that'll be the flavor of that event. I'll be there again with my camera equipment streaming for the sensory-friendly experience at the Avalon. So hope to see you guys there. Again, we've got, let's see, looks like 3 more covered bridge dinners. I think they're doing lunches too, I can't remember. August 23rd, September 13th, and October 4th. I should have added that link in there. Again, another great event, really well done. Cool experience to have dinner and meals on the bridge and experience some of those things. Community Care Day, if you want to give back, August 8th. That's one I've participated in the past. Great opportunity to care about the community. I already said the fair. I believe if I didn't, I'll say it again. There was I guess I started talking about property tax reform. Andrew Weaver, our awesome auditor, put together There was some sort of event that she spoke at today at 10 o'clock to address some of that. So unfortunately, I was not able to make that to get some more information on the status of that. So hopefully I can get some more details moving forward. Another great event, pool movie night, is tonight. The Grinch, I think that was at 7 o'clock tonight. I can't remember. The farmer's market is tomorrow, July 26th. And I think, I didn't write the date down. BMX Open Rides, I think, was tomorrow. That's a good one. Let's see if it comes up quick. Of course, it just says July 20th. Doesn't help. Some of the ongoing things going on. Union County United, a part of the United Way, looking into how can our community develop moving forward to help service young folks, give them things to do, reasons to come back after they graduate from high school or college, whatever it might be. And that's something I've heard for a long time. My personal 2 cents on that is there was enough to do growing up when I was younger, 25 years ago. It's more, what do you want to do? Do we want the things that are... I guess I'll back up and say my general 2 cents is that Marysville has always been the best of both worlds for me. I can go 9 miles, be out in the country at home. I can come hang out in a small town of Marysville. And I can also go just a little bit farther and get down into Columbus and have access to most anything I could want outside of the mountain and beaches. So I'm more on the, I don't think we need all of that stuff. I love being able to not deal with it, but if I want it, go down to Dublin. But I don't think that's where we're headed moving forward. But either way, there's a conversation there, and it doesn't have to look like new businesses or growth and development. I think there's plenty of ways we can have more good positive activities for kids to do. I mean, we have the Y, we have the library, we have lots of sports activities. There's, what's it called, Bug and Bear uptown for the younger kids. I mean, there are quite a few things. And I guess to get on a soapbox for another minute, part of the reason I started Good Stuff Marysville back in 2017, it seemed like there were a lot of glass half full perspectives going on here in the community. And graduating from Marysville High School in 2004, a lot of folks I would watch leave because Marysville is not very good. They wanted to go somewhere else. And a lot of times I see them coming back. And either way, it was just a situation where I felt like it's hard to appreciate what you have until you get outside of that and see other things. One time when the conversation really seemed to amp up that we didn't have enough opportunities or enough variety of places to eat here in town. I went through and thought there are quite a few. It's interesting. Now, I kind of went to the extreme and included more than I probably needed to. Like some of the gas stations around, to me, have some good pizza and some good opportunities to grab a bite to eat or whatever it might be. But if you get creative, I mean, this was probably 3 years ago. If you get creative and you look at those options and look at a glass half full, I think there were like 75 options. And a lot of people are going to say, there's not that many. Well, I think I've still got the spreadsheet. I can send it. And since then, we've probably gotten dozens, at least a dozen or two more, I'd say, potentially. So anyway, just encourage folks to take a step back and look and appreciate what we've got. I think it's a pretty good place to live. I think there's a lot of good stuff going on here. So anyway, we can always do better at giving better opportunity or providing better opportunities for our young people to stay positive, to stay active, and have a purpose in what they're doing and positive activities. Another ongoing thing, I think in November, Union County Developmental Disabilities Board, they will not be asking for more money, just a renewal. So if that's something you haven't really heard the update there, that's a good one. Last I knew, there's still an effort to improve the skate park. Over off of Chestnut and whatever that side street is there. I'm drawing a blank. But Eldridge Park, great opportunity to participate there. Again, that's another good thing for the youth to do. I was a skateboarder punk back in the day. And a lot of good value there, so I've got some connections there, and I think there's like a GoFundMe if you'd like to support some of that. And last I knew, the Hope Center is still looking to make a move into, I think, one of the old Scott's warehouses over there off of Maple Street. So that'd be a good move for them. And then one of the things to look forward to here after I'm done filming this, Ben Weber, a candidate for state representative, district what are we, 86 will be here for the podcast, so that'll be out next week, whatever next Friday will be. And then after that, his opponent, Weslyn Davis, I believe is how you say her name, will be in. So those will be two folks you can hear what they have to say. I don't know either of them, so I'm interested to get to know them and hear what they have to say. Anybody else out there running for city council or school board or anything that would love to come on and talk, love to have you. If there's anything I can do to generate more better conversations, love to do that. So as a real estate agent, it's my job to inform you about the real estate market, so I'm going to do that real quick. New listings, currently as of today, July 25th through, so from the 1st to the 25th is what we're looking at. 43 new listings, that's 43% up from that time period last year, and these are all year over year. For sale, we have 54 as of today. Yeah, today, I did that today. 32% increase from last year. In contract, 49% up with 52 pending contracts right now. 45 residential properties on the MLS have sold this month so far, and that's a 50% increase from that same time period last year. Average for sale price is $469,000 active on the market, and that's a 10% increase from last year. Average sold price $400,000, and that's a 4% decrease from last year. Average sold price to what it was originally listed for is 98%, which is a 1% decrease. Days on market 36, 71% increase from last year. Months of inventory 0.9, that's a 19% decrease from last year. So the trend still continues that we're getting 43% more new listings, 32% more for sale, which we're also selling more too, which is good. But we're also seeing a little bit of a decline in the values. So we're seeing more hit the market, more stay on the market, but the property values are going down. So when you have supply go up, price goes down. So that's basically all I've got for now. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you got a little bit of information or value out of that. If there's anything I can do to improve in the future, things you'd like me to share, things I can help you promote, love to do that. Don't forget to follow along wherever you're watching this. Hit like, subscribe, comment, whatever those things are. And like I said, if you'd like to stay up to date, Good Stuff newsletter is also a good way to do that. Link in the description there. If you really want to support the Good Stuff, I'm happy to have you become a sponsor. I've got my sign sponsor for the podcast and a coffee sponsor for the podcast, the Coffee Hall, and the sign sponsor I should mention by name. KR Designs do a lot of good work, metal fabrication, a lot of signs here in town. So if you need a high quality sign, especially a custom one, Mike's your guy. Check them out. But yeah, if you'd like to become a sponsor or just have a chat, love to have a chat with more folks, how we can make this community better moving forward, love to do that. So if there's anything I can do for you, I'd love to chat. If not, take care until then.